I do not check your attendance. Yes, help me out with your cameras on so we can start. Using the reactions of Zoom, please raise your hands, the ones that already sent to me the photo and the ID. Using the reactions of Zoom, just raise your hands, please. Alan, Nayeli, okay. Perfect, thank you, Alan. Mario, okay. Who else sent to me the picture and the ID to make the final list? Let me check. Thank you. Let me check with my list. Ariana Morales is here.
Present, teacher.
Ms. Morales, good morning. I understand that this is your first class, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna send to you an email requesting is a picture of yours in the format PNG and a picture of your ID, but I'm gonna send the instructions to your email.
Receive the instructions in an email.
Yes. Anyway, I'm gonna confirm with you to your email. Did you join the WhatsApp group? Mr. Alfonso sent to you an email with some
No,
links. Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, please, as soon as it's possible for you, let me know. Okay. Let's continue. Joaquin Rodriguez isn't here. Not yet. No. Yet. And somebody else that I do not mark, just help me out to confirm. Daniel Solorzano isn't here. Okay. Remember, please, the ones that don't have the camera on, your attendance is not checked. Just in case. I want you to.
Yeah, Mr. Good morning.
Sorry?
Right now, hi, good morning. It's because right now I don't have my camera on because I'm having like trouble with it because my computer has like an external camera. It doesn't come with a camera. So I'm trying to figure that out now.
Thank you so much for that message. In that case, not a problem, Ms. Romero. So let's continue. Yeah. Last week, obviously, we started working on the platform, obviously, and we finished in a minute. I suppose it's going to be visible for you, my page. And we finished, we worked on 6A that we completed and 6B that we stopped about, let me see, about here. Yep, these ones are still not visible for you. We're gonna start working on them obviously today. Another thing, a couple of students, they realized what they did with Altisha. Altisha, as you know, you have to complete 100% of the advanced. And in here, what they did, yeah, what the administration and well, supposedly all the teachers, they have to request to reset. So a couple of students texted me about that they have, in their case, sadly, they have some advance for a couple of days that we had last week. Yeah. But the others, yeah, we're having this one from zero. So let me open for you to see what is the registration now, right? We are 6E. Obviously, I select our language. And this is what we have in the new record. Yeah. So pay attention to Altisha because as you know, what we need is the percentage. What we need is the 100. Yeah. a couple of students were advancing on that one and they reset everything. So they started from zero. Until the end of the course, what you're going to have is that, trying to advance and to cover all that up. Yep, that one on Altisha. Joaquin, hello. You're part of the WhatsApp group, Joaquin.
Yes.
Yeah, you sent to me the documents. I have your documents. Yes, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Let me, give me 1 second. Oh, that's the one. Okay. Thank you so much, Joaquin. Just confirm it. Remember that I should have all that information to the ones missing. Please remember to send it to my email. In the case that, well, in your case, Ms. Morales, I'm going to send the email today just now, right? So we wait for it. Okay, so let's retake it from our last week. Remember to work on Altisha to advance as you prefer. But by the end of the course, what we need is 100% of the activities. Okay.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Yep.
In Altisha, we have to make the exercises from B1.2, right?
That's right. Yes, that's our level.
Okay, thank you.
So let me make it visible for you, the activities that we have for today. Unit 6B. Let me scroll down to find the ones of this unit that we're gonna work on. So today what we are going to do is to complement what we started last week. Another thing is that from coordination, they want us to open and close the activities the day that we are working on them. So you're gonna find that one for 6B later on. For the moment, we're gonna concentrate to wrap it up for Unit 6B student. Yep. What you're gonna find later, I'm gonna make it visible, 6B, but workbook. That's why the difference. Right now, Unit 6B, and what we're gonna be working on is the ones that we're gonna cover up later. Yep. So 6B is student book. And let's see which ones we stopped at. Okay. We're having, I think, the last 3 activities, if I'm not wrong. Let me open just the Grammar Bank 1C just to confirm. There we have 16 attempts up to the moment. Ms. Morales, if any activity is not open for you, let me know, yeah? So I make it available for you and you can catch it up in case you need it.
Sorry, repeat. Don't understand.
Any activity from Unit 6A or 6B, if they are not available, if they are closed, let me know.
Yes.
So you can work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I see the 6B and 6B.
Perfect. Okay. So let's go on this. As usual, I work on my attempt with your assistance, all of you, and then what we do is that we pass to the time the unit. So let's start on this activity. 6B, listen to a woman talking about the man in the photo and answer the questions. That is the activity we're going to start on today. Let me take a look. Give me a second to share also my sound. And we preview that one. I start on my attempt. And then you have this one. Obviously, we're going to have an audio track. Listen to a woman talking about the man in the photo and answer the questions. These are the questions you have where you're going to find a multiple choice. Yep, you're going to have the menu and you're going to have a multiple choice. Let's listen to the track a couple of times.
.48. When the old man had gone past, I said, "Adriana, that man isn't a tramp. He's Michael Foot, an ex-politician. He used to be the leader of the Labour Party, and he's a very brilliant and intelligent man. And he definitely isn't homeless. He lives in one of the most expensive parts of London, and he certainly doesn't need any money. He just doesn't believe in dressing very smartly. Even when he was a politician, he used to look a bit of a mess. Adriana was really surprised. She said that in Italy, no politician or ex-politician would ever look like that. But I told her that in Britain, you can't always judge people by their appearance, because a lot of people, even rich people, don't worry too much about the way they dress. She was very surprised.
Okay, there you have the other track. One more time.
3.48.
When the old man had gone past, I said, Adriana, that man isn't a tramp. He's Michael Foot, an ex-politician. He used to be the leader of the Labour Party, and he's a very brilliant and intelligent man. And he definitely isn't homeless. He lives in one of the most expensive parts of London, and he certainly doesn't need any money. He just doesn't believe in dressing very smartly. Even when he was a politician, he used to look a bit of a mess. Adriana was really surprised. She said that in Italy, no politician or ex-politician would ever look like that. But I told her that in Britain, you can't always judge people by their appearance, because a lot of people, even rich people, don't worry too much about the way they dress. She was very surprised.
Okay, there you have it. So with that information, we can answer what did he look like? And you have these options. Now, some of the answers are very obvious. So which one will you select for the first?
They were in Homestead.
So what did he look like? You go with this one. Next one, where were the speaker and her friend Adriana? There you go, like an example. Yeah. So let's select on that your answers, and let's start on it. For this one, we got 10 minutes. So let's take it, yeah? From the audio, let's start your attempt now. We're gonna be waiting 10 minutes for you to finish on this one. Thanks to the ones that already started. Okay, after that time, let's continue. I'm going back to our main page, obviously on the platform. And we go on up to the bottom to see the final ones. We just work on 6B. Let's continue on 6F, right? 6F, I preview my quiz. I started my attempt to have an idea what it's about. So what you have here is a article. This article is, yes, appearance matters. What it means that the image is important. And they put in here the story of a person, of a lady that was part of the Got Talent, British Got Talent. The image on the left that you see is how she presented to the audition. She was viral at the moment. There were a lot of videos of her on the internet. Why? Because she got a great voice, but that was her image. So some people obviously complain about her image. You know how people are on social media. So what we observed later on is when she won, she was one of the winners and actually had a recording studio programs. That was the new image. So they were saying in the whole idea of the article is that actually, yes, the image is important for her. Yep. So you need a little change. In this case, if she want to be a singer, she cannot continue with the image that she got at that moment. So that's what they refer to. Okay. So let's start now. For this activity, you're going to have 15 minutes. Obviously, we're going to read the article, and then you have the true or false questions. Yep. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 true or false questions. So starting now, please go on your attempts. Okay, time to move on. As usual, going back to the platform A page, we just worked on activity 6F. Yep. Let's take a look at what we get by the bottom, and we get the last activity on this unit. That is 6G. Yep. Find a word or phrase in the article for the definitions. So as usual, let me preview my quiz to have a little explanation on the activity, and then you proceed on your attempt. Again, you have the same article that obviously now you have experience. You already covered, you already read it. And what they are referred to is the following. An example, in paragraph 1, was sent all over the internet. So I got a paragraph 1. What will be the expression? Yeah, was sent all over the internet. Which one will you go with?
Went viral.
Okay, so there we have a recommendation. Thank you, Alan. So I just drag and complete. Went viral. Yep. In the same paragraph number 1, the second option, judge a person by his or her appearance. That is the full expression. Yep. Judge a book by how you complete that
Cover.
expression. Sorry?
By its
Cover.
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 Great. Thank you so much. By its cover. In paragraph number 2, we find the next expression that is related to the meaning of absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. And there are 2 words for that one. Yep. So with that information, we can complete. You have 2 that we work together. Let's complete the others. The number 1 in paragraph 1 was went viral. And number 2, judge a book by its cover. Okay. So you get 15 minutes for this activity that start now, your 15 minutes. I'm going to check your attempts. Okay. Just for the report, I include the ones that are working yet. Yep. Let's start on it. Okay, time to continue. Let's see. We're going back. And with that one, we just worked on the full activities regarding to or that correspond to unit 6B, judging by appearances, a student book. Yep. Now I'm gonna make it visible for you, 6B. Okay. 6B, but the section of the workbook. So in this case, it's a complement to what we have covered. Yeah. In the one that we just finished, that was a student. So now it's 6B again, but it's a complement. It's like extra practice that is related to, that is related to the workbook of the activity. As you can see, all the quizzes on this one, they are available until today. Yep. Just in case, be careful with that, please. Be careful with that. The activities are available until today, 1 p.m. So, well, if we are all in here in this session, we got it right. Okay. So let's take a look at what we have. 6B workbook should be visible for you now on the platform. If not, you have to refresh your page just in case. Let me know, if there is any complication regarding that. But let's start on it. 6B, judging by appearances workbook. Let's take a look. The first activity is related to vocabulary. Record our advance. We have 6B workbook. We start on the section of vocabulary with the activity 1A. Okay. As usual, let me open my attempt, review my quiz, and let's take a look together. It referred to this one. Remember that in this unit, what we covered was the parts of the body. Yeah. So they are given to you hints that is actually the beginning of the words. Yeah. And you have an image in here. We got 10 minutes for it. An example. Number 2 refers to this part of the body and begins with SH. Which one do you believe it's that part of the body they refer to?
Shoulder.
Thank you, Gabriel. So I complete that word, shoulder. Shoulder. Number 3, and the word begins with B.
Back.
Right. So in that case, that is the word that I complete. Back. Number 4 begins with K and N. You got it in there.
Mhm.
What is that part of the body?
Neat.
Excellent, because they are pointing to the two of them, right? In plural, needs. There you have it. And like that, you complement the others. So we have number 2 in here. Number 1 is already completed in the image. That's why we begin on number 2, shoulder. Number 3, back. Number 4, knees. Okay. So with that hint, with that introduction, you can complete the activity. Yep. Starting now, you get your 10 minutes. I check on your results. Thank you to the ones that already started. Let me show the ones that have or have not started on the attempt. Try it on the attempt. Thank you to the ones working on it. Remember, the activities are available just for the time of the class today. You finish, so we can continue going back to the main page. Remember that we are working on 6B, judging by appearances, but workbook now. Okay. So now we get activity 1B. Complete the sentences with the verbs in the box. Open on this one. I preview my quiz. Let's take a look what we get in here. Yep. I see that a couple of students already have it. Excellent. So this is it, right? It's rude to space at people. It can make them feel uncomfortable. And here you have the options. Yep. It's rude to at people. It can make them feel uncomfortable. And the options that we have are here. Throw, smell, clap, kick, touch, nod, smile, bite, point, taste, stare, and whistle. The meanings we already covered, but just to remember, we have throw, lanzar, right? Smell, oler, clap, aplaudir, kick, patear, touch, tocar, nod, asentir. That is when you say yes with the head, right? So you're nodding, you go like this. Smile, sonreír, bite, morder, point, señalar, taste, degustar, saber algo, ¿no? Del gusto. Stare, quedarse fijamente mirando a alguien. Stare. And whistle, silbar. Okay? With those meanings, we can complete these sentences, right? Starting now begins your 10 minutes for the attempt. Any questions about the meaning of the words, please? If it's not clear, if you need that I repeat some of them, take a look at the options. Nothing? So at this moment, start your 10 minutes. Waiting just a couple more minutes for our classmates to finish on this one so we can proceed. Okay, time to move on. Going back to the main page, we just worked on activity 1B. Remember that we are working obviously on unit 6B, judging by appearances, workbook. Yep. So with activity 1B, we finished the section related to vocabulary. So let's take a look here now at pronunciation. Once again, this is the workbook. This is what we reviewed last week. But anyway, remember that the diphthong it's similar to the concepts in Spanish. When you have the sounds of the vowels together, what is the observation in English? That sound of the vowel sometimes it's not made by a vowel itself, but you have a vowel and a consonant. Remember that English is based on pronunciation and the letters have different pronunciations. Diphthong was also putting together the sound of the short vowels. By short vowels, the sound is like in Spanish, which means a, o, e, those, but together. Let's take a look what they refer to in this activity. Yeah, give me a minute so I can record our advance. So now we go to the second section that is related to pronunciation. And we start with activity 2A. Okay. Continue. Choose the word with the different sound. Let's see what it's about. Preview my quiz and let's take a look. This is what we get. You get 10 minutes for this activity. And what is the sound? What is the common sound that we should look for? The common sound is I. Like what you pronounce bike, I. From those, you have a smile, wave, right, height. Smile, wave, right, height. Which one for you is the different one in there, in that group?
White.
Okay, thank you, Daniela. Number 2, the sound that we are looking for is A, like in the word train. The sound A, that is the diphthong, A. Which one? You have great, taste, face, eyes. Which is the different one?
Great.
Alan?
Eyes.
Thank you, Genesis. So we go for eyes. Yeah. Then you have this symbol, right? But they give you the word. The word is phone. So the sound is O. Yeah, like in phone. We're looking for the different one, right? Remember. So you have toes, nose, tongue, throw.
Throw.
This one, Soledad, throw.
I think so. So,
Let's continue. This one, I'm gonna do it for you. I mean, together we're gonna do it, and then let's see the results. Yep. The next one, that one, if you take a look, is OWL. Yep. But the pronunciation of that one is ow. So it's ow. The diphthong sound that we are looking for is ow. Yep. With that sound in mind, let's take a look at the words that we get in here. The sound, once again, ow, ow. The word is ow. Yep. So let's take a look. You got mouth, shoulder, sound, crowd.
Shoulders.
Yep. Thank you, Gabriel. Shoulders. Then we got chair, chair. Yep. Chair. Take a look. Where, hair, here, stare,
Here.
here. And finally, we got the word ear, ear. That is the sound, ear. Yep. What we got in there, let's take a look. Serious, beard, fair, appearance. What sounds totally different? Ear, serious, beard.
There.
Could you repeat? Sorry.
There.
This one.
No, fair.
Yeah, okay, this one. So I finished on my attempt with your recommendations. Let's take a look how we did it. And then we can find the results. So I get 8.33. What is the mistake on this one? What is the right answer for that one? The different one?
Come.
So there you have my results for a moment. The different one in the first is wait. Why? Because the diphthong is I. The pronunciation is I. Que lo tiene que subir en la plataforma de acá. De evaluación lo sube en la plataforma acá de Flip. Okay. So let's continue on this. With this one, I check on your results. Yep. Perfect. I get some attempts. Excellent. Just a couple more minutes for everyone to finish on this. One more minute and we continue. So we can continue going back to the main page. We just worked on the activity 2A. Let's continue on this one. Let's continue on grammar. Okay, let's retake it, right? The next one is related, 3A is related to grammar. Remember that on this one, we get the following. Let's take a look at the attempt to talk a little bit about grammar and to remember what was all about. Choose the correct answers. The woman be the new manager. Our new manager is a man. That woman must or can be, according to the sentence that you get in there. If you take a look at the full sentence, you get that woman be the new manager. Our new manager is a man. So the woman,
Can't.
exactly. Remember that in this unit, we worked about the models of deduction. So based on what you see, based on little information you have, you make a deduction, right? About the present, about the future, but using models. Which models we work on? We work on must, we work on can't, and we also cover may or might. Yep. The next one, you be tired. You've had a long trip. You be tired. You've had a long trip. Normally, if you have a long trip, which one would you say? You must be tired or you can't be tired?
Must.
Exactly. So there you have two. In that way, you continue the others. So what is it? You have to look for the extra information they are given to you. And with that information, you choose this one. Yep. So starting now, you got your 10 minutes for activity 3A. The first one, we use can't. The second, we use must. Okay, let's retake it. We just work on activity 3A, going back to the main page on the platform, and let's take a look. Activity 3A is related to the section of grammar that, once again, like this one is the workbook, is the one that we covered last week in the student book in the same unit, 6B. We just worked 3A. Let's take a look at 3B. Complete the sentences with must, might not, or can't. I preview and start on my attempt. Let's take a look what we get. Here you have the options, might not, might. This one is for possibility. Can't is when you're 100% sure that you are not, something is not going to happen. And must is when it's an obligation. You're totally sure that something is going to happen. So in here, what we get is number one, he lived in Argentina for 5 years. So he speaks good Spanish. What sounds good for that? He lived in Argentina for 5 years. He speaks good Spanish. Okay, very good. I follow that recommendation and I drag the option. Number two, you very busy at work. You're always on Facebook. You be very busy at work. You're always on Facebook.
Can't.
Make not.
My net, okay. You're always on Facebook. So let's take a look at can't. Let's see it, right? Then we're gonna check. No. Next one. Next one, 3. I'm not sure, but the new assistant be Italian.
Might. No.
Right, okay. An option, right? For the last name, we assume that it's Italian. So we take that one, okay? So like that, let's continue. Next one, 4. Mark passed all his exams. His parents be very proud.
Must.
Must, okay. 5. Do you really think England will win tonight? You be serious. They have no chance.
Can't.
Can't, okay. 6. Lucy wasn't feeling well this afternoon. So she come to the party tonight. Lucy wasn't feeling well this afternoon. So she
Not.
Can't.
okay. 7th, I thought our neighbor was away on holiday. I thought our neighbor was away on holiday, but I've just seen her in her garden.
Can't.
Must.
She can, she must. Okay, let's put can't, and then I'm gonna check my attempt, and we take a look, right, at the options we're selecting. 8, it's very cold this evening, and there's a lot of cloud. I think it snow. I think it
Might.
Right.
So I finished my attempt, and let's take a look how we did it all together. Perfect recommendations. There you have it. Number 1, must. Number 2, can't. Number 3, might. Number 4, must. Number 5, can't. Number 6, might not. Number 7, can't. And number 8, might. Yep. So we just wait a couple of minutes for you to finish on this. Okay, time to come back after our break. Please, as usual, help me out with the cameras on. Just stopped the section of grammar. We finished with activity 3B. Yep. In the same unit, obviously, 6B workbook, we go to the 4th section that is related to listening. And what we're gonna see in there is, let's take a look, 4A. Let's start on 4A. Listen to a radio program about the history of beauty. Okay. I previewed my quiz. Obviously, you got your audio track. Yep, let's listen to the other track a couple of times, and then let's see what we can answer about it.
File 6B, Listening.
Hello and welcome to today's program. Have you ever wondered how women made themselves look beautiful in the past? We've got our beauty expert, Olivia Johnson, with us today, and she's going to tell us all about beauty through the ages. Olivia, where are you going to start?
Well, I'm going to start with the Egyptians. But it wasn't only the women that used cosmetics at this time. Both Egyptian men and women loved their cosmetics. We know that from the paintings and the powders they left behind. The women wore a powder on their faces to make it lighter, and they painted a big black line around their eyes to make them look bigger. Men put a cream made of fat and oil and other substances on their face to protect it from the sun. A very early version of sunblock. Egyptian kings and queens also put colourful powders around their eyes. Their favourite colour was green, which they got from a mineral called malachite.
How interesting! Who are you going to tell us about next?
Let's move on to the ancient Greeks, shall we? Cosmetics were an important part of their life too. The ancient Greek idea of beauty was very pale skin, blonde hair, and natural makeup. For them, pale skin was a sign of beauty and wealth. The women used a powder made out of a metal called lead to make their faces look lighter.
You mean lead? The lead that used to be in the pipes carrying water in our houses?
That's right.
Oh, but lead is poisonous.
Yes, it is. And the ancient Greeks knew lead was poisonous, but it was so important for them to be beautiful that they used it on their face and, of course, it made them ill.
I can't believe they used lead on their faces. Anyway, who's next on the list?
The Romans. They were absolutely obsessed with beauty. A Roman philosopher once wrote, "A woman without paint is like food without salt." So it's clear that they really believed that women should wear a lot of makeup. The Romans believed that pink on the cheeks was a sign of good health, but they did not apply the makeup themselves. Instead, they used their slaves to put on their creams and powders.
So, the slaves were like modern beauty therapists then.
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
I think I prefer putting on my own makeup. Olivia Johnson, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
One more time. Obviously, if you can answer already, go ahead. Yep. We're going to listen to the track one more time.
File 6B. Listening.
Hello and welcome to today's program. Have you ever wondered how women made themselves look beautiful in the past? We've got our beauty expert, Olivia Johnson, with us today, and she's going to tell us all about beauty through the ages. Olivia, where are you going to start?
Well, I'm going to start with the Egyptians. But it wasn't only the women that used cosmetics at this time. Both Egyptian men and women loved their cosmetics. We know that from the paintings and the powders they left behind. The women wore a powder on their faces to make it lighter, and they painted a big black line around their eyes to make them look bigger. Men put a cream made of fat and oil and other substances on their face to protect it from the sun, a very early version of sunblock. Egyptian kings and queens also put colourful powders around their eyes. Their favourite colour was green, which they got from a mineral called malachite.
How interesting. Who are you going to tell us about next?
Let's move on to the ancient Greeks, shall we? Cosmetics were an important part of their life too. The ancient Greek idea of beauty was very pale skin, blonde hair, and natural makeup. For them, pale skin was a sign of beauty and wealth. The women used a powder made out of a metal called lead to make their faces look lighter.
You mean lead? The lead that used to be in the pipes carrying water in our houses?
That's right.
But lead is poisonous.
Yes, it is. And the ancient Greeks knew lead was poisonous, but it was so important for them to be beautiful that they used it on their face and, of course, it made them ill.
I can't believe they used lead on their faces. Anyway, who's next on the list?
The Romans. They were absolutely obsessed with beauty. A Roman philosopher once wrote, "A woman without paint is like food without salt." So it's clear that they really believed that women should wear a lot of makeup. The Romans believed that pink on the cheeks was a sign of good health, but they did not apply the makeup themselves. Instead, they used their slaves to put on their creams and powders.
So, the slaves were like modern beauty therapists then.
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
I think I prefer putting on my own makeup. Olivia Johnson, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Okay, there you have it. Let's take a look at your results. Excellent, I got 4 attempts. Let's start. Now you got the 10 minutes for it. Yep. 5 attempts so far. Thank you so much. Remember that the magic number is 16, so everyone is working on it. 16, we got it all. Starting now, 10 minutes. Perfect. We get the magic number of attempts, that is 16, and we complete it all. With that, we finished activity 4A. Let's take a look what else we get. Yep. As usual, going back to the main page. 4A, of course, corresponds to the first activity in the section of listening. Let's take a look at listen again and mark the sentences true or false. Activity 4B. For that one, I preview my quiz and start on it. And you have, of course, you have the audio track. We're gonna listen to it a couple of times and then start your time.
File 6B. Listening.
Hello and welcome to today's program. Have you ever wondered how women made themselves look beautiful in the past? We've got our beauty expert, Olivia Johnson, with us today, and she's going to tell us all about beauty through the ages. Olivia, where are you going to start?
Well, I'm going to start with the Egyptians. But it wasn't only the women that used cosmetics at this time. Both Egyptian men and women loved their cosmetics. We know that from the paintings and the powders they left behind. The women wore a powder on their faces to make it lighter, and they painted a big black line around their eyes to make them look bigger. Men put a cream made of fat and oil and other substances on their face to protect it from the sun, a very early version of sunblock. Egyptian kings and queens also put colourful powders around their eyes. Their favourite colour was green, which they got from a mineral called malachite.
How interesting. Who are you going to tell us about next?
Let's move on to the ancient Greeks, shall we? Cosmetics were an important part of their life too. The ancient Greek idea of beauty was very pale skin, blonde hair, and natural makeup. For them, pale skin was a sign of beauty and wealth. The women used a powder made out of a metal called lead to make their faces look lighter.
You mean lead? The lead that used to be in the pipes carrying water in our houses?
That's right.
But lead is poisonous.
Yes, it is. And the ancient Greeks knew lead was poisonous, but it was so important for them to be beautiful that they used it on their face and, of course, it made them ill.
I can't believe they used lead on their faces. Anyway, who's next on the list?
The Romans. They were absolutely obsessed with beauty. A Roman philosopher once wrote, "A woman without paint is like food without salt." So it's clear that they really believed that women should wear a lot of makeup. The Romans believed that pink on the cheeks was a sign of good health, but they did not apply the makeup themselves. Instead, they used their slaves to put on their creams and powders.
So, the slaves were like modern beauty therapists then.
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
I think I prefer putting on my own makeup. Olivia Johnson, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Okay, there you have the track, and with that information, obviously the same track that we used for the prior activity. Now we're going to answer a true or false. Yep. Starting now, you got your 8 minutes. Okay, enough time. Let's continue on it. Let's see what else we got on this unit. Yep, we get to 6B, and we just worked on activity 4B to finish with listening section. Let's continue on section number 5. It is regarding to reading. Let me write it down. And on reading, we're gonna start on 5A. Let's take a look what it's about, what proposed the activity. As usual, I start on my attempt. can follow, or if you need to go ahead, not a problem. Yep. So obviously here you have this, right? What is the writer's opinion on Photoshopping? Photoshopping, how much is too much? We all familiar with what is Photoshop, right? Is a program that actually was created in the order to give you assistance to help you out, to make corrections on your pictures. But then in some occasions, some people use it to modify even their physical appearance. So that's what they refer to with the title. Yeah, how much is too much? And we have it here. They give you 20 minutes to read it and just to answer on this, right? Remember that the question is, what is the writer's opinion on Photoshop? What is the writer's opinion on Photoshop? That is what we need to concentrate on. Today, it is normal for magazines to show pictures of models and celebrities that have been photoshopped. This means that the original photos have been changed on a computer using the Photoshop software to make them look better. The beautiful people in the photographs have perfect skin, no fat on their stomachs, and no wrinkles on their faces. They look so perfect and beautiful that we can be real. But some publishers and advertisers insist that Photoshopping is necessary so that celebrities and models always look their best. Here you have the text, and then you're gonna select what is it. Take your time. You got 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes start now. Okay, time to go on. Let's continue. Going back to the main page, we just worked on activity 5A. Yep, we're working on 6B workbook. And we have it. We continue on 5B. The instruction in here goes under the title of read the article, choose the correct answer. Let's take a look. The article that you already read, so this one should be way faster, even though they are given to you 20 minutes. Let's see if we do not take that. But what you have is this. By the end of the article, once again, this article was already covered in the activity, the prior activity. So this one should be faster. Yep. According to the article, publishers use Photoshopping to make people look as good as possible, as interesting as possible, or as thin as possible. Then you select the one that you consider. So for each one of the sentences, you have this menu with 3 possible options. Yep. Select the correct one according to the information that you find in this article. Once again, this is the one that you already read. So if you remember some, you can go faster to the right spot, and then we answer this one. Got 20 minutes, but I suppose we're gonna do it. We're gonna finish all of us in way less time. Okay? Starting now, please begin. Excellent. We make it faster so we can continue. Going back to the main page, we get the final activity on this unit. Let's take a look. We just worked on 5B. Let's get to 5D. Yep. Complete the sentences with one of the highlighted words or phrases. Let's take a look. What is it? Here you have it. These are the ones highlighted, right? You get, for example, wrinkles. You get alterant. We got rating. Workout. Band. And reliant. Yeah. From the words that we mentioned, they are already here. So let's take a look here at the bottom. Rating. Yeah. How do we understand this rating? That word is easy to understand to all of us. Rating. Rating is a scale, right? Here, that's why they mentioned their software gives a rating from 1 to 5. So every time that you make a scale, that is a rating, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you order something by positions, then you're using a rating. Another is alterant. In alterant, you get it here. On the other hand, health organizations have warned that digital alterant. Alterant is changing. Alter, change. That means alter. The next one is workout. Here you have it. Consumers will be able to work out how realistic the image is. So consumers will be able to solve, will be able to determine, that is to work out. Yep. Banned. There were a lot of complaints about the image and the advert was eventually banned. Banned is when you forbid something. It's not allowed. It's prohibited. That is banned. Yeah. Vetado, frenado, prohibido. Wrinkles. Wrinkles, you got it in this context. The beautiful people in the photographs have perfect skin, no fat in their stomachs, and no wrinkles. I got a couple of wrinkles around here, like arrugas. Yeah, that is the word for it. And then you have reliant. It may stop advertisers for relying on photoshopping so much. Relying is to trust, to believe, confiar, fiarse de, rely. Okay, with that information, we are going to complete these spaces. Questions about the meaning of the words again, or the phrases again? Nope. Okay, let's see how much time you have for the activity. They said 20 times, but 20 minutes, sorry. But let's see if we can do it faster. Okay, let's start now. We can continue with this activity. It's worked all the activities related to the Unit 6B, judging by appearances. Now, to complement that, you're gonna help me out with one last activity for today that is a video. I'm gonna pass to you the link. What I want, I'm gonna pass to you the link of the class, right, in Flip. So if you have it, you can access now. If not, just wait a minute. I'm gonna include it in the chat. What you're gonna do, let me show to you. Let's hope that everyone there. The link is on the chat, and what you're gonna find in there is related to the following. You're gonna find in there is an activity that I'm asking you, judge a book by its cover. That is the title of the video that I am requesting you to work on it. The description that you're gonna find is that you're gonna describe an event, a situation, a time when you judged or you feel that you were judged by the cover. What it means to judge a book by the cover, that you based on the physical appearance, that you don't really know the circumstances, you don't know the people, but you make a judgment. Yeah, that is the expression, to judge a book by its cover. So I want you to explain me if any time happens to you, if at any time you judge someone, if you and you don't even know him or her, or give me an example about what? About judging a book by its cover. Yeah, that's the one that I want you to help me out with. Let me show to you what, if you follow the link, you should go to the class and then you have a topic. The topic is this one: judge a book by its cover. What it means that actually you are making some judgment and you don't know the person. Yeah, or vice versa. Maybe someone judged you and they didn't know you. Manuel, nobody judged me before. I never judge. I'm a great human being. Excellent. Give me an example. Invent an example. When the people judge someone else and they don't know. Yep. For that is the final activity. Once you upload it, the minimum time is 2 minutes. Once you upload it, you can leave. Yep. So let's start now on this activity.
Mister, ¿podría pasar el código del grupo?
I just put it in the chat. Check the chat. You found it?
Of the Zoom or of WhatsApp?
I just put it here on Zoom.
Okay, thank you.